Even though I ain't rich, bitch, I'm rich, yeah. Bounce back Michael Vick on my shit, yeah. Cause being broke is just a state of mind. That is my state of mind. What's mine is mine, I'ma take my time. Won't waste my time if we ain't alone. They don't wanna see me shine, I'm still gon' shine.
Hey, bro. That's how it's gotta be sometimes. Just vibe it out.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get right to it. It ain't exclusive if it ain't an EMLN exclusive. It's your boy BQ, and welcome to Early Morning Late Nights Podcast. We in the heart of Silicon Valley, San Jose, California, and I'm accompanied by my guest, Mr. Choppa 1000. What's up, brother?
Mama? How you doing, brother?
Oh shit! Oh,
you gotta
what's
get
good?
the dabs, baby.
What's good, bro? I know this Corona shit's real. We are mindful of that.
You feel me?
We in the middle of a pandemic, but we still getting shit handled.
It's 6 feet.
It's a bandemic. No, I'm playing. But yeah, man. So once again, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come down. You know, I try my best to try to hack the culture, get some artists, entrepreneurs, people that are just moving at a high frequency that it's just hard not to acknowledge. You know what I mean? And I'm not the type of person that, you know, when I see someone doing some shit, I'm not going to keep my mouth closed and be like, oh, you doing this thing. Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to be like, hey, bro, shout out to you, man. See the shit you're doing. Respect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if no one's told you, like, I'm going to tell you now. You know what I mean? And I love to be the first person because I tend to be the first person sometimes because I know this culture, you know, we live in, our egos are always, you know, playing with. Some people don't even know where they stand with their ego and they feel like, oh, I got to do things a certain way. But not realizing, you know, the real service is, you know, helping people out and giving people a platform in this sense of what we're doing. You know, we're giving you a voice, and I want you to finally talk about certain things that maybe people don't know about. They want to get to know you more about. And, you know, for me, like when I told you about the interviews I see with other communities and other places, like there's a lack of substance. And I'm like, that's cool. You know, sometimes I want to hear about certain things, but at the same time, I really want to hear a perspective that might change and alter the way I approach shit. So that's my spiel. I'm not going to go too long. But yeah, man. So, you know, in our podcast, what our mission statement is, you'll learn about the art of vision when it is invisible to others. It's a real deep quote because sometimes a vision isn't in reality until you create it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you were in a position where you were like, I want to do this shit. And, you know, it was mentally in your mind before you started doing it. When do you feel like that moment was for you?
So, man, when I was growing up, bro, music was always at my house. My dad's he's not like a professional singer or nothing, but he sings really good, you know.
Nice.
So, you know, me going to work with him every summer, and you know, he does tiles, so you know, sometimes he'll be in one room, I'll be in the other room doing something, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you know, I'll just hear him start singing out of nowhere, and then he just had, you know, he has a beautiful voice, so I'm just like,
feeling it, vibing to it.
I might have that in me one of these days, you know. So just it keeps going.
And how old were you when
Man, I started working with my dad when I was like 7.
Young.
Yeah, young. Every summer we'd just go out. It was either him or my uncle. He has his own jardinero, you know what I mean?
And you mentioned tiles? You said tiling?
Yeah, my dad does tile, yeah.
So you guys were kind of just doing a business. Was he working for someone or is he doing his own business?
No, my dad has his own business.
Nice,
yeah.
Dope. Just want to mention that. Sometimes we don't get those details.
Yeah, my dad worked for that right there, man. He's been doing tile for about like 35 years, about 40 years, bro. So,
sorry to cut you off, but you mentioned that he had his own business and you were working with him at a really young age, which is, I feel like, common with Latino families. You know, if we got a chance to work, we're going to work somehow.
Yeah.
You know, I worked in the flea market when I was like 12, 10, you know, then I started flipping shit. So I know completely what you're talking about. But what I was going to get at was, you know, he's a talented singer, you know. He seems like he inspired you to get into music.
Most definitely. He was my first, like, my first wake into music, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, just hearing his wave sounds and stuff, you know. Soon after I met my best friend, his name's Benito. He passed away, you know, rest in peace. Young Nito, you feel me? He's from Thizland, San Jose as well. So we met at a young age. I think he was like 10. I was like 12, 13 years old, you know what I mean? And then he actually introduced me to the studio. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I was already in love with music, but like the studio stuff, like I was in
like that environment.
Not that environment. So he brought me to that environment right there. You know, because his family, they're rappers and hip hop artists like Kelly B, rest in peace. You know, his uncle A-Track, you know, Uncle Lilo, all them, they were all doing music already. So he brought me to that environment, like, because we found out that we like music together, you know? So it's like, all right, I'm going to take you to my, you know, being kids, you know, it's like having the Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the days, you know what I mean? It's like your boy comes through with a new booster pack or something.
You get hype.
You're like, oh, man, I got to go get one too now.
Facts.
Let's go, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like that feeling right there, bro. And yeah, that's when I got introduced to the studio, bro, and I was just blown away. Like, I just loved the energy around me. I loved the music that was playing, all the learning how to sample, doing all this, learning how to play a little bit of piano, you know what I mean?
It's vibrant.
Man, it was just live, bro. It was just all live with them. And yeah, bro, that's how I got into the game right there.
And how old were you when this was like happening?
12
years old. So like 12 years old, you were kind of already around
in
artists.
The studios, yeah. So like around like 14, 15 is when me and Benny actually like started getting into the studio. You know, he was in middle school. I was still in middle school, and yeah, we started getting into it. Our first song was a love song, and then, you know, we were just doing music for the family. You know, take it back to the family.
Having fun with it.
We did, yeah, that's all we did with it. And yeah, but through that studio, which is Grey Ghost Productions, a lot of people that used to be in the hip hop game back in the days know about it, like Player Ray the Boss or Two Left Feet, Stick Guillotine. Shout out to all of them, man, because I watched them all. You know what I mean? That's real talk. Stick Guillotine. That's who I started like. I wanted to flow like, because he was popping back in the days, and his flow was not like no others. Like he had like a different type of vibe and shit. And I was like, okay. I remember
unique.
A young operator operating correctly. Like that nigga just came hard all the time, you know what I mean? So I kind of like took on that vibe, you know? And then growing up with my Usos, like Five from S Factor and Cuddy Banks, rest in peace. All the whole little crew, Kavika, rest in peace, you know? And all them dudes, Glocka, like they all came to Grey Ghost Productions. And then that's how I got like into the melody type wave, you know what I mean? So I went in one time, came out, and I was like, hold on, like I heard a little something in there, like I was like, man, shut up, man, like, you know what I mean? Like,
you up,
come
you don't
on,
know,
man. Yeah,
like, what's up?
But he implanted that seed, you feel me? He was just like booming, and from there, like I was just like riding it out a little bit, and then just perfected that shit when I got out of prison. And I did a little bit, and then got out of prison, and my flow was just unstoppable. I could just do whatever.
So I want to take it back real quick, because you were mentioning, you know, you and your friend kind of he influenced you to get in the studio. You've been in the environment now. You're 12 years old, and you're in middle school. So for the audience that don't know you, because I know a lot of people are tuning in that know you, right? But I want to kind of like, you know, acknowledge the audience that are like, you know, how old were you? You know, you were 12, and so you living in San Jose. You're born and raised in San Jose, right?
Yes, sir.
Just put that out there just so people know. And so what middle school did you go to?
Man, I went to Burnell. And I went to Davis.
Davis, yep.
It was crazy, man, because I lived right there on Page Mill Drive. And if you guys know where Davis is the next street over. But for some reason, on this side, it was all Burnell. You see what I'm saying? And then everything from this side of Davis was all Davis. Yeah. So, like, I was, like, right here, but my main school was Burnell for some reason. Yeah. So I started off over there, and then I went to Davis.
Yeah, the way they line up the districts is weird. Because I'm like, crazy. I'm on the south side. I'm right across the train tracks. But since I'm not on that side, that's not my school technically. My school is Andrew Hill technically. But I went to Oak Grove anyways because that was my school. Yeah. But what I was getting at, though, about that is like, you know, it makes sense. And I want to acknowledge, like, you had an outlet at that age. And that's really dope because a lot of people at your age that live in that community will be forced to be in the pressures of like gang culture or, you know, just being in a situation you could get licked because you don't know if your shoes are nicer than the next man's. Yeah. You know, and that's just real shit that I've grown up seeing, and I'm pretty sure you might have come across that.
Oh, yeah, definitely if you lived on that side of the tracks.
For sure. And, you know, but I want to acknowledge, like, what made you, because I'm pretty sure you were around people too, you know what I'm saying, no doubt, but what made you, like, choose creativity as an outlet as opposed to just, you know, because you did mention, you know, you did have your setback, but everyone has a setback to go forward. So
at the same time as I'm getting introduced to this music, you know, I fell in love with it. You know, I'm still fighting demons though. You know, out there and growing up is hard. It was hard. You know, like you mentioned, it's just. I don't even want to go back, man, because it was, you know what I mean? It's just so much. But anyways, the struggle is real, and I was fighting it. You feel me? So, the music was somewhere that I could go to for peace of mind. You feel me? It was my temple. You know, like if I'm a monk, I go to my temple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my temple. So, everything in the back, I just cleared it out, bro, and I was in that right here next to that mic, bro. And that was it. You know
Just
what I
went
mean?
zen.
It was zen, and that's it. You feel me?
So, like, are you the type of person, you know, when you're feeling against the grain, like you're stressed or like you're just feeling emotional about something, is that an excuse for you to go to the studio, or you can't get creative under those emotions?
Man, that's where your creativity comes to life, is when you go through these different emotions. When you're happy, when you're excited, when you're sad, when you're whatever the emotion is, that's where your creativity is supposed to come out from. You know what I mean? That's the main front. Whatever you're feeling today, that's what your creativity is gonna be. You probably won't even know you're creating something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because
Like,
you're just so invested on how it's not even thinking too much of it. You're just thinking like, I'm just trying to let it out or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, there is sometimes where you get that writer's block and stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just take yourself out of that environment for a second. Just have fun with your people. Like, if you got writer's block in the studio, just stop doing what you're doing and just chill with your homies. And then it'll come to you. Something that they say or something that you just said, you feel me? When you're just chilling, not thinking, then you're going to be like, oh, that shit hit right there. Hold on. Then you go back and that's where you make that hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's facts. I was going to say, like, is it common that rappers have writer's block? Do you feel like you hear that often?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that get writer's block, bro.
Yeah, I'm definitely that. I mean, I don't rap or nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I do try to get creative with shit, you know, if I'm writing some shit.
Write a poem, bro.
Yeah, I definitely shit.
I mean, it don't have to rhyme either, bro. Like,
yeah, you right. Do some
like,
little Blueface action or some Dom Kennedy off flow beat type shit.
I mean,
He's like, I ain't going that far. Nah.
I mean,
Nah.
I'd rather listen to you just talk. You
Yeah.
Instead of
Because this is an art, technically.
Yeah, I mean, if you go on a beat, bro, you gotta be able to ride that wave sound. You feel
bro.
me? And then if the two don't mix, I know people are like, oh, that's a new thing. Like, but in reality, bro, it's like it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't like it, like, because I'm trying to listen to the wave sounds, and then your voice is an instrument as well, and that's the final instrument to the beat. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can't, if you're not hitting that, like, I can't take you serious. Sorry about that.
Hey, no, that's real.
You know what I mean?
But I respect it though, because it's like Gordon Ramsay when someone's fucking up the shit. He's like spazzing because it's like, bro, how are you gonna disrespect the culture?
Exactly. How
But
you
it's
gonna
like,
go against the grain, bro?
I respect that though, because that says a lot about how passionate you are with the music shit. You know what I mean? Because I've come across artists that just do it to feel, like I told you, to fill in their ego, to do certain things, follow the trends, social media, whatever. But you know, when someone can actually explain to me how you adapt your emotions with your art, you've already explained like what I've been sleeping on. You feel me? Like, because I told you, I've been seeing your stuff on social media. I acknowledge your stuff. I mentioned you on my vlogs before. I met Frost and some other folks, you know, some mutual friends.
Shout out Jack Frost, man. Big Things Entertainment with this bitch.
And that's what I want to segue into, because we're just getting cozy right now. We haven't even really dove into the topics, but some of the things I want to talk about is like you as an artist, you know, growing up in a minority community in South San Jose, San Jose in general, and then taking a path and taking ownership of your career with music, you know what I mean? And to have a, in-home studio, to be able to work with other people. You mentioned you've already been connected since you were 12, technically, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
so that's a huge advantage,
scenes.
because I tell people this all the time, in just random conversations. I told you in the elevator, it's about your network. It's really about your network. Like, sometimes you might be the most overqualified individual, but if you don't know shit about anyone or how certain doors open with certain people, you're really going to kind of like limit your progress. And I think I could see how this helped you out by being connected those days. So, to go back into what I was mentioning with like Jack Frost and the folks over there at the studio. I don't know the name of the studio. I've been there.
Shark Tank Studios.
Shark Tank Studios.
Yes,
so
sir.
for the ones outside of San Jose in the Bay Area,
come through, man. He has the best rates, man, and the best sound out the Bay, guaranteed, bro. He's gonna be something big pretty
it's just
soon,
a matter
bro.
of time.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
what I
just a matter of
acknowledge
time.
about folks like, that I met, that people are just putting in work, not giving a fuck what people say, just doing it. I respect that shit because it's just a matter of time, bro.
Hell yeah.
We live in a world where you could really just pop anytime. If you really in the right position at the right time.
Yeah,
you know, I believe in God's plan. You know what I'm saying? Some people just need to stay faithful and keep that belief in themselves, you know? So what's your take on, like, you know, this foundation you guys kind of working together? Because there's an organization you guys are collectively working with, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of that organization?
It's Big Things Entertainment.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Big Things Entertainment. And that's with who? It's you?
So it's me, Jack Frost. We got a couple people on there about West, Yankee Bo. You know what I mean? We got people in the background. Shout out my brother GQ. Shout out my brother Capo. Big Grim, you know what I mean? Shout out all them. So they all in the background, man. They working hard right now.
Yeah.
So there's some things that I don't even want to mention because, you know what I mean? It's just gonna, man, we got something big for you guys coming soon, bro. For real.
So, like, how does one come to the table with something like that? You know what I mean? Because that's a big decision. Like, hey, let's do a label. Hey, let's work together. Let's build a team. Like, how does that all come together?
It's a process, bro. You know, you got to be patient with it, and but the most important thing, bro, is just trusting one another. You know what I mean? It's just
I agree with
it's
that.
just the bond, bro. It's the bond. It's Big Things Entertainment. We unbreakable, and that's what it is, bro.
I love that.
It's just you got to be able to trust the next man, bro, if you're trying to do something like this. You know what I mean? Because everybody's putting in that. Of course, they don't put all the eggs in the basket, but we putting eggs in the basket. You know what I mean? So we got to be able to work with each other. And what more than to have your brothers that you grew up with and you trust? You feel me?
Yeah.
To do it with. You feel me? So
let me add a little technical question to that, because I want to know, for my personal understanding, like, how do you know how to trust the right person for an equation like that? You know what I mean? For someone that's, like, you know, trying to do the same shit, like, how do you make that decision?
Man,
What's your thought process?
Just make sure that they have the same hustle as you. You know what I mean? You can't bring all rappers to the, okay, for example, look, you do podcasts and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So you're a good, like, if I would have known you from, you know, growing up, I would be like, you know what, bro, EMLN, we got to get him in Big Things because he's doing all these podcasts. Like, it's different. You're not rapping, you know what I mean? But it's all entertainment. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, like, for example, like, if I would have grew up with Jubo, shout out Jubo and his clothing line, man.
Yep.
If I would have grew up with Jubo and shit, like, I would have tried to get him into Big Things because, you know what? He does a T-shirt press and he does all this. That's different, you know what I mean? But it's still an entertainment. So now you see what I'm trying to build now. You see what I'm saying? Now Big Things is a podcast, and now we do have our clothing line assets here, you know what I mean? He does all the clothing and stuff for us. And, you know, okay, now we need this person. Now we need this person. So that's what we bring to the table. You know what I mean? Everybody does their part. You see what I'm saying? It's not just one person doing their thing. Everybody got their part.
I love what you said right now. You just mentioned assets. You know,
Feel me?
you talk about real shit right now. We talking assets. Let's be
You
real.
feel me?
Because I think, you know, assets for some people might think like, oh, property. They think of, you know, Bitcoin or some shit. Assets could be anything. Assets could be something that you own completely. You know, your clothing company.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
DistroKid. You know, you own your streams, your distribution.
Your assets.
You know, there's many ways to get assets. You know, I feel like for us, I'm speaking on a very micro level. You know, like just ground up. I'm talking to regular business owners that own clothing brands. Nothing crazy. I'm not talking to tech companies and shit. You get what I'm saying? But it does make sense though, because, you know, I feel like what I took away from what you just said is like, you find someone that goals aligned with yours and their work ethic. Because I feel like, you know, I'm always gonna say no one works hard as me, or it's gonna be like no one's ever gonna see the vision the same way I see it, which is, I feel like 100% true.
Yeah.
But I think you made a very good distinction that you just got to make sure that we're aligned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're aligned. We have the same kind of, it's a common goal.
Yeah, it's just point blank your hustle, bro. It's just, if you're gonna wake up in the morning, bro, you got choices, right?
Yep.
So I could choose to be lazy, bro. I could choose to get up at 6 o'clock and go run that lap. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And get that day started. You feel me?
Man, he's talking to me right there.
So those are the people you gotta surround yourself with. Is those people that have the same passion, the same hustle as you. You feel me? That at the end of the day, they want that same thing. You know what I mean? which is to be successful and be able to take care of their families. You know what I mean?
So
in a legal way.
In a legal way,
saying?
that part. So like, just to emphasize on that, we're talking legalization of enterprise and businesses and LLCs and shit.
Sure.
I know from what I'm consuming on Instagram, you have a different page. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, Nico's Tacos.
Nitos
Tacos.
Tacos.
Nitos Tacos.
Yeah.
Correct me. I'm sorry.
Nitos. Nitos.
So that's what I'm excited to talk about, because I told you, bro, like I'm not a rapper. I'm just an entrepreneur, period. That's what I do. I connect the dots, bridge the gaps between potential and opportunity. Right.
Yes, sir.
And I really like the fact that you're out here you have a persona of a rapper, right? And the people that know you, they know you're a genuine dude. I could definitely tell you're a genuine dude. And for the people that don't know you, they see you as an artist, right? So for someone to see an artist, they always think of someone that moves at a high standard, that, doesn't, nothing is beneath them type shit, right? But you choose to operate a food business and really get your hands dirty and be out there and be on the field.
I'm front line with it.
And I love that shit, because it's like, that tells me right there that you're not worried about what people think about you. You're just trying to get shit done. You want the results.
So me and my wife started that business together. I actually spent like my last $600 on our grill. You know what I mean?
Damn, sacrifice.
I had to sacrifice what she didn't. I had called her. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about buying this. She was like, don't buy it. Like, it's our last money. Like, just wait. Let's talk about it. I went home with it that night. I was like, fuck it. I just showed up with it. And then so yeah, I started off on the corner of Cali's liquor stores, bro, just slanging in tacos. Well, that's when I put myself out there like that. You know what I mean? But beforehand, a year, 2 years before that, I was doing nothing but catering. So I would do parties and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, after when I was like, you know what, I want to make it bigger, so I just put that grill on the corner, bro, put a canopy on top of me, and just started slanging some street tacos. You know what I mean? So, bro, the first day, bro, I made like $800 in 3 hours. Just going in there. You know what I mean?
Locked in.
So that's when I was like, oh, hold on, like, we gonna get this. You feel
we
me?
gotta do something with this.
I'm gonna work, man. I'm gonna work, because that's what my dad taught me, bro. You ain't nothing in this world free. You gotta work for it. And when I say free, I'm not talking about like money or nothing. I'm just talking about you being a man. It's not free, bro. You gotta work for what you want. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's just what I do every day, bro. When I wake up, just work, try to get that paper, try to be successful, just like everybody else. But you just gotta put in that energy, man.
Yeah,
real shit. I mean?
Yeah,
you gotta have that energy, man, because shit's gonna knock you down, bro. Shit's not easy.
It's not.
Shit's not easy.
No handouts.
I fell a lot. You know what I mean? There's days where I just don't want to do it no more. I'm just like, man, hold on. But it don't. You just gotta have that positivity, man. Never problems, always solutions. You feel me?
Just like that, always that there's a win-win attitude type shit. Someone does lose. There's always some optimistic shit going on aside.
Something that I always say every day, bro, when I wake up or when I'm going through madness or sadness or whatever you guys want to call it, you know what I mean? I say, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. That's Albert Einstein. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's a powerful one right there.
So even when you're right there, about to lose, you know what I mean? There's still that one chance that it's going to be, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got to get that. You got to make that chance. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got to make it.
When preparation meets opportunity, you just got to be ready for your moment, you know?
You feel me? Yes,
I agree with that 100%. And, I love the fact that you have a food business. I love that, you have your own, that you have a brand too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. The Choppa 1000 merch, yeah.
Yeah, because I seen I was at your studio, studio you were talking about. That's when I met Frost the first time. And then I saw your vest and I was like, oh shit, that's Choppa 1000. I know I seen his shit before.
Yeah.
So, you got the merch, you got the food business, you got your rap music. Those are technically assets right there that we're listing, folks.
All assets, baby.
And that's what I want to talk about. This podcast isn't just to give people like this fluffy feeling like, hey bro, you doing cool shit, bro, good shit, high five. Like, I'm not here to do that. Yeah, I'm talking about real shit right now, that people back home that have been affected to this pandemic have now been activated.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like you've been activated with this pandemic, or do you feel like you had some friction and you had to figure it out along the way?
Man, I'm stay ready, bro, so I don't have to get ready. So when this pandemic hit, I already knew what to do. You know what I mean? shit started closing down, boom, boom. That's when the hustler comes out of you, bro. And then you're like, okay, let's go around this motherfucker. We got to make something happen. We can't just sit down and let this motherfucker beat us.
Yep.
You can't let COVID beat you, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's new.
on,
It's new. Like, it's not something, because keep in
man.
mind, like, the last time.
Fuck COVID.
Fuck COVID for real.
Wow.
And we'll talk about it. It ain't gonna get political, but we just have opinions, right? But the point I was gonna get at is, like, the last time some shit like this was even close was, you know, news wise, was measles and like what's that shit, H1N1, but it wasn't shutting shit down.
Swine flu.
And the swine flu, that too. It was like a little scary, nothing happened, whatever. But like when they actually shut shit down and everyone was wearing a mask was 1918. So it's been almost 100 years, right? So like I feel like a lot of people were victims to the programming. You feel me? Like people were just on social media. You know, they weren't really taking their career path serious. Like, let's be real. Like if you think post COVID, if people had a job and they had enough to just stay at home type shit and do the basic, they weren't pushing to like open businesses. They weren't pushing to like invest in shit. Like
they were forced to do that.
Yeah, they were forced to.
They were forced to.
It's crazy.
It was kind of good because it brought out some creativity that people didn't even know they had.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree.
Or hustle that people didn't even know they could do. You know what I mean? So that was like the upside. It kind of woke a couple people up on that side. But like, as far as like, they're just sheeps out here, bro. Like
it's crazy. It's
a
deep rabbit hole with that shit because it's real. It really is deep like that. But I just think like when I think on a community level, like in San Jose, I just seen, you know, a lot of people complaining about not getting hazard pay, about unemployment, not getting the stimulus check.
Get your ass up,
you know,
and go get some money.
And that was a constant conversation. And the thing, you know, and I'm just gonna be self-aware because this was during a political time period. People were like protesting. The tragedy of George Floyd happened. Like so much shit happened, right? It wasn't a regular ass pandemic. It was like a fucking social war on top of a fucking pandemic. So it was a weird dynamic. Right now,
crazy,
now we can't see it because we're living it. You feel me? But like 20 years from now, we're going to look back at this podcast. We're going to be like, damn, B, like we really went through some crazy ass shit. You know what I mean? It's not no normal shit. But, you know, I do want to like make it positive though. You know, I'm not trying to make this a negative conversation, but people were activated. And I do acknowledge that, you know, I know someone that love Jamaican food. They made Jamaican food like for passion, like just for at home with the family, and they lost their jobs and then they were forced to start a food business making that plate. And next thing you know, they're booming selling plates like regular. I don't know the exact name, but my friends was talking about that story, and that's in San Jose.
I've never had Jamaican food, man. You gotta give me his number.
Shit, man, I gotta find out. When I figure it out, I'm gonna put it on.
Yeah, we gotta put them on.
But for now, I'll just say backyard. I know some people might be like, what? The City Sean said he fuck with backyard, so we gonna say backyard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
shout out my nigga City Sean.
You seen you been there before, backyard?
Nah,
I might be saying it hella ugly right now, but it's right there on San Pedro, right there. You know where the San Pedro Square is at? Yeah. That road that kind of turns like it goes to the courthouse to the left.
Okay, right there, yeah.
Right there is
to the left, right there.
Yeah. It's on the right side on the corner. You can't miss it. It's like right on the main street. It's fucking smacking, bro. Jerk chicken with some mac and cheese. Man,
that's where we going, Pancho.
That's just some gas, man. But yeah, so you know, we were talking about before we were talking about food and shit. We were talking about like how, you know, all these businesses and stuff were affected with the pandemic. I like the way you went at it. You were just saying get your shit, you know what I mean, no matter what. Because I think what happened was a lot of people were distracted like with the stuff going on. Yeah. And, you know, I totally sympathize with the shit because it's real. Like, I'm not going to look past humanity, you feel me? Like, I feel like we're a human race before we're actual Latino race or African American race, white race, whatever. Yeah, I don't want to see people die, period. No one. You know what I mean? Up. That's just how I am, you know, but people have different perspectives and they made this whole, you know, playing ground all political. So then when people were trying to do stuff like what we're talking about, making business, doing entrepreneurship, it became, oh, you capitalist. Oh, you this, you that. And it's like, nah, bro. We just trying to survive right now. How do you make some shit hustling hella political, you know? So it's like, that's what I was getting at too, is like a lot of people were fearful. I feel like what happened was people were scared of COVID. They were scared of the lockdown. They were just scared. So then they had the opposite mentality of what YG and Nipsey talked about stay dangerous. Because if you stay dangerous, they got to look out for you. You know what I'm saying? You the one putting out the opportunity, the money streams, you creating shit, as opposed to like when you're scared. When you do things out of impulse and you're not thinking thoroughly. You know what I mean? So I guess where I was going on with this rant was like, what would be, you know, your reaction to like how the shutdowns were handled in California? Because I think California, we have a unique perspective because other places were open, right? You had this taco business, you had your merch. How did you navigate, you know, with the circumstances here in Cali?
How did I wiggle?
How'd you wiggle around?
Man, you just gotta stick to the code, man. You just gotta know your laws, bro, and know how to go about stuff, bro. So if you feel like a small business owner, there's certain ways and loopholes you can get through anything, bro. You know what I mean? You just gotta do your homework. Like I said, you gotta work. You know what I mean? There's people that get grandfathered in, and people that, you know what I mean, grew up silver spoon. You know what I mean? Stuff in that nature, bro. But you gotta learn yourself, bro.
Yeah,
it's just point blank. You gotta go through it. And most likely you might fail, and then you're going to learn and then try to do it again. And when you get that motherfucker right, you're going to feel good. You know what I mean? So what I did, bro, is I just basically just learned the laws of what the hell I had to do, read up on the lockdown, all the rules and regulations and everything, and just wiggle through it. You know what I mean? And cops drive past me every day. I'm on 4th and Empire, baby.
Yeah.
And
they don't say shit?
They don't say nothing to me, bro.
Because you figured it out, like what you can and you can't do.
Yeah, and then I'm all legal, so I'm good. You know what I mean? It's not like they can't. Everything's to go. You know what I mean? I have my signs. I have, you know what I mean? You just got to read up on stuff, and then boom, go out there and do it.
And it's all accessible. Google, YouTube,
all that
baby.
Shit. Just read it.
It was about, because I wanted to segue, but before I did, I wanted to also give you an opportunity to talk about your promotion you got coming up on Valentine's Day, because I know you guys have a platter special. It's like $40, and you guys get like a certain amount of tacos in a heart shape.
Yeah, actually, we sold out.
Oh, you guys already sold out?
Yeah, so
I was about to do a little promo run right now.
Yeah, on everything. So, hey, thank you, though, bro. But that shit was a 12 taco platter, bro. The tortillas are shaped as hearts.
Damn, I should have ordered that shit ASAP.
Yeah, bro. And they went quick. We did the pre-orders.
Smart.
We only had limited trays, bro. So that's why we told everybody now to get them.
Yep.
And the people hopped on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They love my tacos.
Hey,
man.
good for you, bro. Good for you.
Real street tacos.
Real
bro.
shit, bro.
You know
good for you. Because I know how difficult it is to just slang and sell out. You know, when you sell out, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
But you know, you got to realize too is like my demographics of what I'm doing, bro, is I want to sell out, right?
Yeah.
So I have to find out what I can make on certain days. You see what I'm saying? Like, Like I actually like, okay, what's going on today? Is there a game today? Is there this? Is there this? You know what I mean? Like that, all that shit comes into play because, you know, I'm in front of a liquor store, so I want to get the days where most people are walking into that liquor store because that's more of a chance that they're gonna buy
more foot
5
traffic.
Tacos. You know what I mean? It's more foot traffic. So, you know, just little things like that I look into, and it helps me out a lot too. So, and then not only that is portioning. You know, how much meat am I gonna take out today? You know what I mean? So I can sell out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus, you know what I mean? Me getting a whole bunch of meat, making it, and then
losing some of it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's cost.
Now I have to give this away to everybody, you feel me? Or go take it to the shelter down the street, you know what I mean? And give it to them, or go just give it out to, there's a lot of homeless people right there too, so I be taking care of them too, you know what I mean? So all the extra stuff, I be making them tacos. Like, get your tummy filled up, you feel me? So yeah, but it's just all that, bro. You just got to know your demographics and how you're going to attack it. And once you do it, bro, it's consistency. You know what I mean? I'm consistent. I'm consistently selling out.
Yeah, that's
because
good.
I know how to sell out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, versus going out there and having a whole bunch of extra shit.
Yeah.
I like to make my shit all fresh anyways. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, for the consumer, it's just fresh. It's natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is just good, bro.
Bro, you're making my mouth water over here.
Bro,
I feel like this is a commercial ad right now. I need a play right now.
Tacos, man. You got to come by and try the King Choppa taco, bro.
Hey, real shit. I'm definitely going to, you know, throw some money that direction because I'm hungry. But I always like to support people that got their shit, though. Any type of service, I always want to support no matter what. Lead with example, because I feel like people have different definitions of supporting. And I feel like people think reposting, sharing a link and all that is enough. It's really not. It's not shit. It's really just like what you're supposed to do, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, now for the social media,
Yeah.
I'm saying it should be like second nature.
It should be like, I would respect the social media more if you promote what you bought. Like,
You know
I
what
feel
I
like,
mean?
I
Yeah.
think, like, I know homies, like my boy Sammy Lifted Barber, he owns the barber shop right there on First Street. And, you know, he hooks
Shout out Lifted Barbers.
he chops up all the day one homies, like, you know, Jay, hey, bro's good. You know, sometimes he don't sweat people. He'll be like, just give me whatever. Sometimes, bro, I'm like, nah, like, I'm gonna give you a rate, bro, because I know as a small business, like, people that are close to you always think they got that. You know what I mean? They think that they can always get that. Not saying like you can't. It's not weird to give your homies discounts. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying is like, if you know that your business thrives under revenue and buying a product full price, then as a person that respects that other individual, you should do that and show respect by completing the transaction the way it should be. Because I know that in certain cases, I've heard people just like giving shit for free and getting fucked over or whatever. It's just, this is just basic economics and shit that I feel like.
Those are the people that are too nice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All my boys that come over there, bro, they don't get shit for free.
They're like, give me more.
But that's
man.
why I love my brothers, man, because they come through, man. They support. They know what it's about. You know what I mean? They have families, bro. They you know what I mean? They hustle too, bro. You know what I mean? So that's what we do. That's what we're supposed to do. As like the people that you call your family, you know what I mean? You come through, bro. You don't expect nothing for free, bro. You know what I mean? And if you do, you don't expect anything in return.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you're doing it from the heart, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's
Exactly.
Like,
don't count
it's
your
like
favors.
if you're doing, exactly, and don't ever try to bring it back and throw it in their faces. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
man, you
very
remember
true.
when I gave you those 3 tacos for free, bro? Come on, bro. Like, nah, we don't do that shit around here, bro.
Yeah,
Just-
imagine some
know what I
shady
mean?
ass motherfucker. Like, remember that time I got you those tacos, bro?
You feel
Where
me?
my tacos at? Fuckers, bro.
Yeah, those are the people you gotta stay away from right there, bro.
So a couple of things. The last thing I want to talk about too is about, you know, the Latinos in the rap game. This is the last subject I want to talk about because I think it's starting to become very prevalent that more Latino artists are starting to kind of like.
I love it, man.
And it's a
just
different
bringing,
time.
They're bringing out the culture in their
And they're bringing their culture out. They're not afraid to just be themselves. And some
Yeah.
people are just bringing different twists. And I love it. Do you follow?
And then some people don't even say the words right, but I don't care because it sounds tight. You feel me? Like, that shit sound cool. Like, there's just different slangs. With Spanish and Latin, bro, you could say a word and it'll mean so many different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could be able to use, you know, swag with it and say a word incorrectly and it still sound like pretty tight, bro.
People
So
do
it's
it all
like,
the time. Like in different cultures. Like,
because
people,
I know me, I'm a pocho, you feel me? So I'm a real pocho, man. I speak Spanish, but you know, if I go to Mexico right now to my great grandmother's house, you know, I'll be able to keep up with the conversation for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm just like pochoing it out.
And that's the
you
thing
feel
that's
me?
crazy too. For some, you know, people that aren't Mexican or Latinos that don't know, like different parts of Mexico have different like slang. Like they have different ways of how to. You know, my girlfriend, she's from Mexico City, so she tells me like how, I don't know exactly the term is, but it's like a different style of talking.
Yeah.
You know, some are more proper, some more a little slang, like
yeah.
a little more hood with it. You know, that's hella dope.
I like that shit though about the Mexican culture, bro, about the Latinos and that it's just so live, bro, and bright, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And the music too is just like tight,
Vibrant,
yeah,
man.
I like wave sounds, bro. You feel me? So I put on my headphones, bro, and that's what I'm great. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, that's, you know what I mean. I really get into that bitch.
Do you follow the food community page?
Yes, sir.
And then Food's Gone Wild and like San Jose Foods.
Shout out,
all
San
these
Jose
foods.
Yeah, all the foods, man.
They got hella food pages, but you know what? Respect, because I feel like, you know, the Latino culture we ready to just take shit for what it is. You know, take shit what belongs to us in a sense of like, you know, building a platform. I think the food community's built up something dope. I seen them highlight some local artists. You know, Iced Out Flames. They highlighted Bolsky, and just artists that, you know, I feel. There's more artists in San Jose I feel should be on all these platforms. San Jose Foods takes more initiative of like highlighting the community. So where I'm getting at though is like, you know, how you already mentioned to me how you feel. I guess like what is your trajectory with like the way these things are playing out? What do you think is coming up next for the rap game for Latinos? Like from your point of view, like as an analyst.
Man, this is what I'll say, man. If you just go out there and just do what you love to do, everything else is just gonna fall in place, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just love what you're doing, man. If you're doing music, make sure that you really understand it and that you really, you know what I mean, you're doing it for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. I hear a lot of songs where they're talking about guns and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. You know, some rap, something like that too. You feel me? But I didn't live through a lot of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's some people that are just like, come on, bro, like,
Yeah.
come on.
Trying to portray the lifestyle.
Stop it.
And it's easy to. It's crazy how easy it is.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Look at the whole 6ix9ine situation. Like, you see
he's
his
an
whole story.
entertainer.
Exactly.
He's an entertainer. He knew how to that nigga fuck shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really changed the landscape.
That nigga made a lot of money, bro.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of money, because you wanna know why? He knew how to do it. You feel me?
Oh yeah, he definitely took after Trump.
Doesn't mean I don't like the dude. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his music or none of that. Like, I didn't really even follow up on everything, but I'll let you know what I did follow up is how he did everything.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all that's fucking over people's heads. You feel me?
It's crazy, like what one person from the hood, I guess, that was living in it but wasn't really a part of it, what he was willing to do to get to that level. You know, and that just shows like how dangerous social media is, because it's like it's influencing people in their decision making. You know, it's like I'm conscious that I use my Instagram page as a tool. It's a form of communication, and it's a platform for resources and information, and that's it. Like if my Instagram gets deleted today, it's gonna get deleted. I got my shit on my website. I got Twitter. I got all this other stuff. But some people subconsciously might be that person, like, oh, if my shit goes away, I'm done for. Like, that's all my shit. That's how I make my money. That's how I do. It's like you gotta diversify your shit.
Keep going, bro. Keep going. You got it. I got faith in you. You know what faith means? You know the definition of faith?
What is it?
Unquestionable loyalty. See what I'm saying?
Sheesh.
I got faith in all y'all, man. Come on now, stop playing with me.
Lead with faith. Another big collaboration that you did, a music video with Big Mr. Little Joe 211. It seemed like a big moment for like Northern California collaboration. You know, you had San Jose artists.
Shout out my boy Lil Joe. Shout out Big Mr.
And you know, so tell me about working with, you know, other artists like that represent that the Northern California culture. You know, the Latino brown pride. You know, like talk a little bit about that.
Man, I really love that song. That song, actually, I was working on the food truck, and I get a call from Big Mister on Instagram, and he's like, "Give me your number. I'm trying to call you." So you know what I mean. I gave him my number, and then he was just talking to me how there was another individual that was supposed to get on it, and he was like, he didn't meet the deadline. So is it are you willing to get on this track for me? And I was like, yeah, because first of all, Big Mister, you know, I've been listening to his music for a long time. You know what I mean? Back when I was Grey Ghost Productions, he did a song over there. It was really tight. I'm not gonna spit it right now because you know what I mean. But anyways, that's when I was like, oh, Big Mister's hard, like, you know what I mean. So I followed him a long time, and he was a big influence on my music too. You know what I mean? I got a lot of influences in San Jose's, man. I'm homegrown breed. Like, if you was to ask me who's your favorite rapper, I wouldn't say Tupac or Biggie. I will give you some homegrown answers. Like Ray Resurrection, man. Shout out Ray Resurrection. That's one of my biggest influences right there. Stick Guillotine. Shout out Stick Guillotine, and then there's a few others as well. But you know, that's what I'll do right there, bro. It's just, you know what I mean. But Big Mister, Lil Joe, I heard his verse. I was like, okay, boom, I gotta get it.
You gotta come with some
right
heat.
there. Hold on, bro. So yeah, I got into the studio. I wrote a verse. I got it to Big Mister as quick as possible, and you know, he gave me some good feedback. He was like, I like it. You know, whoop. So I actually had paid Stewie Films already for like 3 videos, and I still had like a video left. So I was like, hit up Big Mister, like, yeah, I got a video with Stewie Films. Let's get this visual going. He was like, man, let's do it. And then we all got together and just threw a big ass, you know what I mean?
Just some organic shit right there.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, shout out Big Mister and Lil Joe, man. That shit was fun for real. I enjoyed that.
But I love how like you had the opportunity. He just had an opportunity to pass you the baton. You said, "Fuck it, let's go."
Yeah.
And that's what I love, because like people will sit and procrastinate and wait and think like, is this the right move? Is this not right to move? Like you're just ready to go. And that's when opportunity meets preparation. Like what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
That's fire. That's how I wanted to figure out how that kind of played out, because I know those are some big artists that have been doing their thing. I'm slowly, like I said, I'm learning who are new artists, and I'm trying to give light to people that I might have slipped up and not even know who they were, so that's why I had to clarify all those answers. But so before I let you go, I guess for the audience, there's some rappers out there, some creators. They might not even be doing anything. They just want to build a business, start a taco business.
Man, tap in.
What's some advice that you could give someone right now with the situation that we're in right now, because we're slowly opening back up, so there's a little more room to do hustling. So, like, what's some advice you give to people out there?
Man, be patient and don't give up. Whatever you do, just don't give up. Just make sure that you get up every morning and you're passionate about what you want to do. And when you make that choice in the morning to stay in bed or to get up and get ready and let's go, that's what's going to define you at the end of the day.
The attitude.
Yes, sir.
Attitude dictate altitude.
You know what I mean?
One word responses for these words I'm gonna give you. So you just give me one word response. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You tell me how you feel about it, or one thing to the most simplest way. All right.
All right, let's go.
COVID-19.
Stupid.
Donald Trump.
Stupid.
Grogu. It's the little homie right here behind me. The
Who?
little Yoda.
Oh, the little Yoda. Oh, that nigga tight. For real.
He's like, who the fuck is Grogu? Yeah, that's a new character.
I know him as Baby Yoda.
Yeah, facts. Little baby Yoda. Mushrooms.
Oh, smack.
San Jose.
Oh, facts.
Tom Brady.
Oh, that nigga whack.
Dogface.
Dogface.
The homie that did the TikTok that went viral.
Man, viral for sure.
UFOs.
Believe that.
2020.
Man, I don't even got enough for that right there, bro.
You got an answer.
Man, 2020.
Leave that one blank.
Man, leave that motherfucker blank, because that motherfucker gay.
Yeah, man. So once again, I want to thank you for coming down here.
Thank you for real, bro. This was
shit.
hella fun, bro.
Something new, you know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to
yeah.
connect with different folks and just, get a proper opportunity to formally meet and, shed some light on what you're working on.
I went to Oak Grove too, by the way. Just
Grow
to
boy
let y'all
shit.
know, you feel me?
Real South.
That's what it is.
And, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's just important to represent unification, collaboration, and show people like, hey, you can mutually meet people and agree and disagree with things and still do dope shit. Like, period. But
just work hard, man. Work hard. That's all it is. Just work, man, and just believe in yourself.
But yeah, man. I guess.
By the way, I got new music dropping this summer. I got 2 EPs. One dropping in the beginning of the summer, and I'm dropping one at the end of the summer. It's all West Coast vibes, baby.
It's all spread
You
out.
feel me?
So you got some quarter of the year. So you got
know what I
some
mean?
ready. And how can they find you? How can they research you? And
Man, my Instagram is _Choppa1000 CHOPPA 1000, and you could look me up on my website choppa1000.com. It's actually getting rebuilt right now, so I'm trying to get everything in there.
It's
You know what I mean?
rebranded, but it's gonna be official though.
Yeah, it's all official, man. Everything we do is official, and everything we do is legal, baby. You feel me?
Yes, sir. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It ain't exclusive. If it ain't an EMLN exclusive, it's your boy BQ, the homie Choppa 1000.
Yes, sir.
And we out.
Source
We
for
out,
the
baby.
culture from Silicon Valley.
A lot of different attributes that we can go into detail, but the bay is where it's at. For the ones that are watching outside, y'all need to slide through. Thanks. But we gonna get right into it.
Watch and shop on EMLNexclusive.com.
Even though I ain't rich, bitch, I'm rich, yeah. Bounce back Michael Vick on my shit, yeah. Cause being broke is just a state of mind. That is my state of mind. What's mine is mine, I'ma take my time. Won't waste my time if we ain't alone. They don't wanna see me shine, I'm still gon' shine. I got that work and I'm on, yeah. I got the work.